Hello everyone, it's Heidi and welcome back to this week's episode of Baby Names Sunday. Today's list, I'm going to be sharing a very requested one. So it's gonna be 75 soft, minimal, and sweet names that are 1 to 2 syllables long for girls. So this is going to be an all girls name list. You guys have been crying out for these ones over on Instagram, so if you guys aren't already subscribed to me over on there, be sure to do so. I'm always posting name content on there. Make sure you're subscribed on here as well by hitting that red button down below. And I've been uploading some blogs over on my website, which is babynamesunday.com, where you can find a ton more name inspo. Thank you to everybody who sent in some of the names from this list. I will be including your names up in the box where I have the name here to show my appreciation for you guys. All right, I'm gonna dive into the list today as we have about, I wanna say it's about 80 names. So we are just gonna dive right in. Lots of really great varieties here, very soft, minimal, and sweet names for your little girl. All right, so to start off today's list, we are gonna start with the name Arlit or Arlet, spelled A-R-L-E-T. This is so beautiful. It's Spanish from French, meaning noble and honor. Next, I have Ina, spelled I-N-A, Ina. And this one's a Latin and Polish name, meaning lover of horses. Then I have Noya, spelled N-O-Y-A, Noya. And this one's a Hebrew name, or Cherokee, meaning beauty and sand. Similar to Stella, I have the name Stell, spelled S-T-E-L-L-E. I seriously am so in love with this one, as opposed to Stella being so popular. Stell, and this one's derived obviously from Stella, meaning star. Then I have the vintage revival Mabel, spelled M-A-B-E-L, Mabel. I'm not one to really love vintage names, but this has to be probably one of my favorites. It's Latin rooted, meaning lovable. Moving on, I have the name Micah or Mika, spelled M-I-C-A, Mika or Micah. You can go with either pronunciation depending on where you live, and it's Hebrew originated, meaning brook. Lately, I've been really loving this name, and it's the name Lena, spelled L-E-N-N-A, Lena. I think this is so sweet, and it's a modern name meaning lion girl. Keeping with the L names, I have Lovelyn, spelled L-O-V-E-L-Y-N, Lovelyn, nickname Love, and this one's Welsh and a virtue mix meaning lakes of love. One of my favorite L-E-Y ending names is the name Emsley, spelled E-M-S-L-E-Y, Emsley. I love how you can do the nickname Emmy. It kind of could be like a modern Emma in a way. And this one's English rooted, meaning woodland. Over in the UK, Nell has been very popular. So someone sent in the name Nella, spelled N-E-L-L-A, Nella. How pretty is that? It's an Eleanor and Helen diminutive, meaning bright, shining one. I'm a big fan of French names, and one of the names that was sent in is the name Ciel, spelled C-I-E-L, Ciel. And this one's French rooted, meaning sky. Then I have Twyla, spelled T-W-Y-L-A, Twyla. Such a dreamy and very whimsical name. It's English rooted, meaning woven with a double thread. Musical name here next is Sonnet, spelled S-O-N-N-E-T, Sonnet. And this one's English from Italian, meaning little song. I have the name Numi, spelled N-U-M-I, Numi. And this one's Tamil, meaning full of hope and peace. Animal name here next, I have Fauna, spelled F-A-W-N-A, Fauna. This is also one of my favorite animal names, and it means baby deer. I was actually really impressed with all the names that you guys sent in, because a ton of these are my favorites. Just like this next one, it's the name Lively, spelled L-I-V-E-L-Y, Lively. One of my favorite virtue names, and this one means loud and exciting. Turkish name here next is the name Ayla, spelled A-Y-L-A, Ayla. I might be biased, but loving this one as well, and it means moon halo. Number 18, I actually have 2 options here for you, so a little bit more of a trendier one. I have Ayla, spelled I-S-L-A, Ayla, but I also have the name Ailee, spelled E-I-S-L-E-Y, Ailee. I really do love both. I really couldn't pick between the two, but I'm really digging Ailee, and Ailee is derived from the name Ayla, which is Spanish rooted, meaning island. Next up, I have Thea, spelled T-H-E-A, Thea. This is kind of gonna be this next upcoming, like if you don't have a boy to name Theo, you're gonna do Thea, because I think it's just so cute and it falls along the same lines. And this one's Greek rooted, meaning goddess or godly. Another musically inspired name here, it's the name Imri, spelled I-M-R-I-E, Imri. And this one's Hungarian rooted, meaning musical one. For number 21, I have Lilac, spelled L-I-L-A-C, Lilac. This one's Latin rooted, meaning bluish purple flower. Then speaking of colors, I have Navy, spelled N-A-V-Y, Navy. And this one is a color and word name. A surprising new one to me, actually as of recently, but I don't know why I haven't heard it before, but it's the name Monet or Monet, spelled M-O-N-E-T. Monet is the proper pronunciation to use, and it's a French name. It's the name of a French artist, and the name means to be heard. 3-letter name here, I have Noe, spelled N-O-E, Noe. It's European and Korean, meaning mist of heaven. Then I have Roma, spelled R-O-M-A, Roma. Super sweet if you're wanting to like do Rome for a boy, thinking it's a little too unisex or masculine, Roma. And it's Italian place name, meaning Italian. Another 4-letter option here is Luma, spelled L-U-M-A, Luma. This one always makes me smile. It's Latin rooted, meaning light. For number 28, I have the name Demi, spelled D-E-M-I, Demi. It's Latin rooted, meaning half. Then another option that was sent in is Maylee, spelled M-A-E-L-I-E, Maylee. Gorgeous Breton rooted name, meaning princess. Next I have Vela, spelled V-A-E-L-A, Vela. I love the spelling of this one. It's Sanskrit variant meaning coast or shoreline. Then we have Rayleigh, spelled R-A-I-L-I, Rayleigh. I'm also really loving this spelling. It's Hebrew originated, meaning well-advised protector. For number 31, one of my favorite girly short names is Nola, spelled N-O-L-A. Nola. I would honestly use this in a heartbeat. It's Gaelic rooted, meaning white shoulder. Then I have Kyra, spelled C-A-I-R-A, Kyra. Kind of like a feminine variant of Cairo, but it's a name of many origins, meaning dear, friend, and face. Stunning Spanish name here. I have Brisa, spelled B-R-I-S-A, Brisa, and this one is Spanish rooted, meaning breeze. Then back for a vintage revival, we have Lual, spelled L-U-E-L-L-E, Lual. And this one's French and German, meaning renowned warrior girl. Now, before I continue on with the list, if you guys haven't already subscribed yet and you've made it this way through the video, please do consider subscribing. It's absolutely free. It would mean the most to me. And if you guys can hit that bell notification beside it so you guys are notified every single time I upload a names list, which is normally on every single Sunday. Going back into the list here, for number 35, I have the name Aven, spelled A-V-E-N, Aven. This one's an Irish rooted name meaning beautiful and pleasant. Next is Mila, spelled M-E-E-L-A, Mila. This one's Slavic and Russian, meaning gracious and dear. Then we have Louie, spelled L-O-W-I-E, Louie. This one's super sweet. It's Dutch rooted, meaning famous warrior. I have the name Noura, spelled N-U-R-A-H, Noura. This one's Arabic and Dutch rooted, meaning light. Then for one I added on the list, I love the name Berea, spelled B-R-A-Y-A. Berea. And this one's English rooted, meaning cheerful and free-spirited. An up-and-coming name here, making its way over on the girl side, we have Kai, so K-H-A-I, Kai. I think this is super sweet for a girl. It's Arabic and Hawaiian, meaning benevolence and sea. Another flower name here, we have Primrose, spelled P-R-I-M-R-O-S-E, Primrose, with that nickname Prim. Then I have Laya, spelled L-Y-A, Laya. I also love the spelling here. It's Hebrew and Italian, meaning wary. Another 3-letter option is Rin, spelled R-Y-N, Rin. This one's too cute. It's Japanese rooted, meaning dignified and severe. Okay, for this next one, my favorite tree name on the girl side has to be Willow, spelled W-I-L-L-O-W, Willow. There's just something about the nickname like Wills or Will for a little girl. I don't know, I love it. Then we have Taylin, spelled T-A-Y-L-E-N, Taylin. And this one's a modern mix of Taylor and Caitlin, just combining them two together, creating Taylin. Very similar to Lena, I have Kenna, spelled K-E-N-A, Kenna. You could do the double N's as well, but this one's a feminine version of Kenneth, meaning born of fire and beautiful. Number 47, we have the name Teal, spelled T-E-A-L, Teal, and this one obviously is a bluish, greenish hue color name. Then next up is the name Winry, spelled W-Y-N-R-I-E, Winry. This one has such a fun kind of sound to it. It's Welsh rooted, meaning reconciled and blessed. A gorgeous Greek name here, I have Delphi, so D-E-L-P-H-I, Delphi. It's Greek rooted, meaning dolphin. Then for something a little different, we have Wyla, spelled W-Y-L-A, Wyla. And this one's a mix of Scottish and German, meaning resolute protection. Number 51, I have the name Lane, spelled L-A-I-N-E, Lane. This one's English rooted, meaning path or roadway. Now for another option that was sent in, we have Owen, spelled O-W-E-N. Owen, and this one's Welsh rooted, meaning young warrior or well-born. Time for a biblical name here. We have the name Noah, spelled N-O-A, Noah. This particular spelling is often used for girls, and it's actually a completely different name than Noah with an H, and this one's Hebrew rooted, meaning motion. Another name meaning lover of horses, we have Pippa, spelled P-I-P-P-A, Pippa. This one always makes me smile, and I feel like it would be this little carefree, spirited girl, like someone just so happy. Number 55, we have Winsley, spelled W-I-N-S-L-E-E or L-I-E, depending on whichever way you want to spell it, and it's derived from Winslet, meaning wind's stream. Two options here for you. I have Starla, S-T-A-R-L-A, but I also have Skyla, S-K-Y-L-A. Starla and Skyla, like all about the sky, I swear, head in the clouds. And obviously Starla is derived from the name star, and Skyla almost seems like it would be derived from sky, but it's actually a name meaning scholar. Z name here, I have Zola, spelled Z-O-L-A, Zola. I would use this one also in a heartbeat. It's African and Congolese, meaning quiet, tranquil, or earth. Number 58, just like Noah, biblical option here is Asa, spelled A-S-A, Asa. It's Hebrew, Japanese, and Scandinavian, meaning healer, morning, or of the gods. Vintage choice here next, we have Dottie, spelled D-O-T-T-I-E, Dottie. It's a derived from Dorothy, meaning gift of God. Then for an N name here, so stunning, I've never mentioned it, it's Nava, spelled N-A-V-A, Nava. And this one's Hebrew rooted, meaning pretty, pleasant, and desirable. I feel like this next one could be Nava's sister. This one's Raya, Raya and Nava, R-H-Y-A. Love the spelling of this one, and it's fertility goddess of several ancient religions. Word name here next that was sent in is bloom, or I added on blooming, spelled B-L-O-O-M and then I-N-G for blooming. And this one's a super pretty word name, meaning to bloom, to blossom. A couple A options here that are very similar, so I added them together. We have Arla, spelled A-R-L-A, but I also have Arlie, spelled A-R-L-E-Y, depending on that ending that you want, and it's Swedish rooted, meaning early. Number 64, really liking this, it's so new to me, so thank you Sarah for sending it in, and this is the name Evra, spelled E-V-R-A, Evra. How do you guys like that one? It was very hard to find any info on, but it possibly means gift of God, happiness, or self-confidence. Number 65, I have Velma, spelled V-E-L-M-A, Velma. This gives me Scooby-Doo vibes, but I would still use it. It's a possible mix of Thelma and Selma. So you have all these Velma, Thelma, Selma, all these vintage choices here, and they mean resolute protection. Super sweet option here that was sent in from one of my girls, Hadley, over on Instagram. She is always sending in such amazing names. We have the name Renly, spelled W-R-E-N-L-E-Y, Renly, and this one means meadow of wrens or meadow of birds. Place name here next, we have Cambri, spelled C-A-M-B-R-I-E, Cambri. You could do Cambria as well if you're running a little bit more of that softer ending, but obviously Cambria, that's 3 syllables, so it couldn't make it on the list. We have Cambri and nicknamed Cam. Next up, thank you Megan and a ton of others who sent this one in. It's the name Esme, spelled E-S-M-E, Esme. This one's French rooted, meaning beloved. Then I have the name Tilly, spelled T-I-L-L-Y, Tilly. You could do an I-E as well, and it's German rooted, meaning battle mighty. It's actually a derivative of Matilda. Last 10 names here. Next up, we have Palma, spelled P-A-L-M-A, Palma, nicknamed Palmy, and this one's a Latin place name on the romantic Spanish island. Then I have Faina, spelled F-A-Y-N-A, Faina. How gorgeous is this with that nickname Faye? It's English rooted, meaning joyful. Number 72, I have Kova, spelled K-O-V-A, Kova. This one's derived from the seaside word cove, but I feel like with what's going around, I feel like Cove is gonna go down quite a few spots for both boys and girls. And I think if you're really truly in love with that name, especially for babies in the next few years here or even now, Kova would be a wonderful alternative. Then I have the name Lua, spelled L-U-A, Lua. This one always gives this dreamy sound. It's Portuguese originated, meaning moon. Super sweet term of endearment if you love honey, which could be added to this list as well. I also have the name Darling, spelled D-A-R-L-I-N-G, Darling. But I was also thinking for Darling, you could do the nickname Dara, D-A-R-A, which makes it maybe a little bit more usable in some people's minds. And obviously it's a word name meaning deer. New name here for me next. It's the name Ailee, spelled A-Y-L-I, Ailee. Loving the spelling of this one. It's Latin rooted, meaning light. Then I have Laylen, spelled L-A-Y-L-E-N, Laylen, with that nickname Lay or Lele, Leia. This one could be a mix of Lynn and Layla put together, but it's also an Anglo-Saxon surname, meaning dweller by the uncultivated land. Switching it a little bit up here, we have a Persian rooted name, and it's the name Yasmine, spelled Y-A-S-M-E-E-N, Yasmine. How stunning is that name? Yasmine, nickname Yaz, Yazzie. I love it. It's, like I said, Persian rooted, meaning jasmine flower. Then for number 78, I have Mavie or Mavi, spelled M-A-E-V-I-E, Mavie or Mavi. You can totally go with whatever spelling you would like. And this one's French rooted, meaning my life, or it's a mix of Maeve and V, which is Maeve is an Irish rooted name, and together it means she who intoxicates life. My second to last name here on this wonderful list is the name Neely, spelled N-E-E-L-Y, Neely. This one's Latin from Cornelius, meaning horn. Last one here, number 80, I have the name Iva, spelled I-V-A, Iva. And this one's derived from the name Ivan, meaning God is gracious. That is it with today's list. Thank you guys again so much for sending your name ideas over on Instagram. You guys are absolutely amazing, and seriously, I couldn't complete this list without you. Any other name ideas, please include those in the comments below. Let's flood the comments with a ton of names here that I feel so many fit into this category. So let's flood those comments down below. And then be sure, if you guys have anyone in your life or any friends or family that needs some name or baby name inspo, please do share this video along or share any of my videos along so other people can see, you know, some inspiration on Sundays and join our little community here. Take care. I hope you guys are having a fabulous Sunday. Stay safe, and I will see you guys next Sunday with another baby names list. Bye!